Has to do something about it. What are you trying to insinuate? All these people looting Nigeria's money?
This is Nigeria Info, in the heart of Nigeria. 92.3. We are Nigeria Info.
And now, Hard Facts. Hard Facts with Dayo.
Hello, good afternoon to you. Welcome to Hard Facts 92.3 Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt. I'm Dayo. It's 11 minutes gone past 3 p.m. and it's the midweek edition of the show. Well, that means it's Wednesday, basically. Just a nice way, I think, of saying Wednesday. It's Wednesday, it's midweek. So it's the Wednesday edition, basically. And from now till 7, we'll keep it going. Not much changes on the Wednesday edition. Well, except, of course, that we do have Canvas, the Niger Delta Roundtable. Comes up every Wednesday between 4 and 5 p.m. Brought to you by SPDC, where we discuss the growth and development of the Niger Delta region. Today on the show, we'll be discussing COVID-19, preventing the deadly second wave. I hope you're hashtag staying safe. Very important, by the way. Extremely crucial that you do so. People's lives depend on it, including yours. My guest on the show today is the head of Shell Health Lagos, Dr. Ajike Oladoyin Johnson, for that conversation in the 4 o'clock hour. COVID-19 preventing the deadly second wave is what we're discussing on Canvas on Air today. Join us then. All the matters are coming up, by the way, but I do hope that you're well and things are shaping up. And even if they're not shaping up, just give it a while. Just give it a while. It might take a while, but just like the service chiefs who have been replaced, that situation might be replaced. It might take a while. But you just might get a replacement. It doesn't matter how it comes, whether they're fired, whether your situation gets fired, whether your situation gets tired and simply resigns, whatever it is, might be a replacement sometime soon. Alright, so keep working hard and smart, and while you're at it, keep listening to Nigeria Info. Welcome once again. From now to 7, we keep the conversation going. And normally, at least, and I believe today as well, I've got side comments coming up, random stories, random thoughts of mine on them, which we will not be discussing at this time, until possibly the final hour of the show after the major news at 6 p.m. Very likely that will come up. Every other matter discussed and mentioned on the show, for that matter, by myself, of course. So let's see. So after that, I've got today's rant coming up, something in my mind. I'll be expressing some thoughts on it. And I'll take your thoughts and mine till 4. 4 p.m. features the business news. Yeah. And after that, what do we have next? Let's see. It's Canvas on Air. I mentioned that a while ago. Canvas and Niger Delta Roundtable. And that takes us to 5. The news update comes up at 5. And I also mentioned this earlier on. The service chiefs have been replaced. Oh, yes, they have. And Nigerians have been reacting as Buhari appoints new service chiefs. You can find that story, precisely that headline, in the Guardian newspaper. Of course, expectedly, unsurprisingly, every daily is running a version of this story, talking about it. I think that arguably might be the biggest news in the country at the moment. Ex-Defense Chief Minister asked Nigerians not to expect much. YCE Security Scholar Lord appointment. Wike Pandev, others say action belated. And whether others fault Buhari as Ohaneze keeps mum. Stockbrokers applaud, expect an end to terrorism banditry. PDP 5G6 probe of former security chiefs. These are the riders, by the way. Now, a bit of the story. Nigerians yesterday expressed conflicting views as President Muhammadu Buhari finally replaced the nation's defense chiefs. While some applauded the action, others faulted the president and his action. The retired military top brass was Chief of Defense Staff General Abayemi Olonishakin, Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, Chief of Naval Staff Vice Admiral Ibok Ikwe Ibas, and Chief of Air Staff Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar. They were replaced with Major General Leo Irabo, Chief of Defense Staff, Major General I. Itahiru, Chief of Army Staff Rear Admiral A.Z. Gamble, Chief of Naval Staff, and Air Vice Marshal I.O. Amal, Chief of Air Staff. That development was announced in a statement by the Special Advisor to the President of Media and Publicity, Mr. Femi Adesina. So we'll discuss this in a moment, precisely in the 5 o'clock hour. How might this impact the war on terror and other security concerns in the country? We'll take a look at that. We will take a look at that in the 5 o'clock hour. Headlines 5:30 and major news at 6, and the rest of the show till about 7 when we wrap it up. If you missed out on any matter discussed on the show, I'll take your thoughts out of the major news at 6 in that segment known as the open season segment. We set the ball rolling right now with some side comments. Once again, random stories, random thoughts of mine on these stories, which once again are not to be discussed right now. 94 out of the 187 received petitions were concluded as the Rivers State Judicial Panel of Inquiry on police brutality ended its 2-month sitting yesterday. The 76 others were struck out. Some of the petitioners told our correspondent they hope the federal government will ensure justice is served and compensation paid to cushion the effects of the police brutality and torture meted on them and their families. Let's see. Oh, here we are. 26, yeah. Here it is.
Our major part in this whole thing is that we're believing that justice will prevail, and the panel is going to look at it and write a report, and we believe His Excellency is also going to look at it and see the assistance he's going to give to Rivers indigents that face more of this brutality. So that's our expectation.
So I just want the man to go behind bars. Edem Etuk. I've never seen him since 2012. I don't know if he's still alive. I don't know if he's dead, but I just want him to go behind bars.
We've come to the commission to let the commission know about the brutality. We submitted our pictures, pictorial evidences of what happened there that day, and we want the commission to at least compensate those people whose houses were destroyed. We have evidences. We have provided them with our own evidences here.
Okay, a few things I'd like to say about this, okay, let me start by saying this. I very much hope that this process, this judicial panel for inquiry on police brutality, I hope it's not a charade. I hope it's not been an effort in futility. I hope something substantive will come of it. I hope that those who have their rights violated are going to be compensated. I hope that the officers responsible are going to be dealt with. Yes, dealt with, seriously dealt with. According to the law, but with force even more vigorous and more serious than the kind of force they used in violating the rights of the people that they violated. But there's something else I want to note here, and I'll play back that sound once again.
Our major part in this whole thing is that we're believing that justice will prevail, and the panel is going to look at it and write a report, and we believe His Excellency is also going to look at it and see the assistance he's going to give to Rivers indigents.
Okay, let's talk about that for a bit. Well, I don't know. And I say this with every sense of responsibility. If we are to go by antecedents, the antecedents of His Excellency, I very much doubt that's going to happen. And once again, this is going by antecedents. I mean, I can list, I can reel out, a litany of names of persons who we confirmed, the whole world confirmed, have had their rights violated, but not once. At least ordinary common Nigerians, members of the masses, not once did we hear that any of them were compensated by His Excellency. However, when security operatives, and that's sad, it's sad that they had to, face or experience what they did, were killed and the like, and that's a very bad thing, I must say. Doesn't matter if you're civilian or security operative, nobody should have to be treated in such a manner or killed, for that matter, in such a manner. But so they received compensation from government, but the civilians who've been tortured, who've been killed in instances, once again, I mean, there are several names, we all remember, don't we? None of them received attention. So going back to those antecedents, your guess is as good as mine, what His Excellency's approach to this might be. Note once again that initially when the matter of setting up the panels of inquiry was mentioned, the initial response of His Excellency appeared to be one of antagonism. I mean, he didn't appear particularly pleased by the idea. It almost seems like he was railroaded into doing it. I mean, okay, they're shouting, let's give it to them. So, but we'll see how it goes. And to the police officers, beyond compensation, beyond punishment for the officers responsible for the grievous acts committed, as far as these findings are concerned, I hope that we can also carry out some kind of reforms as well. Enact some new law. Yes. Something like whatever it is that a police officer does to someone in terms of violating their rights, maybe times 10 should be done to them. Officer in charge, what do you think? That's going to be fair. That's good, right? So if you decide to be a demon and allow the devil to use you, it's all fair and good, right? If another demon is dedicated to your case to bring you affliction for the rest of your life, I suppose, So that money, you say that the reason you are afflicting Nigerians is because you are using money to buy boots. Okay. So that money that you're using to buy boots, if they take it from you and take everything you've ever worked for in your life and everything that you will ever work for the rest of your life, so that you can't even think of boots anymore, and give it to the person that you have destroyed their lives or violated in some way or another, I think that's fair. Officer in charge, what do you think? Officer in charge. Officer in charge, can you send me a WhatsApp message? What do you think about this idea? WhatsApp number is 0809 030 6416. Officer in charge, you say that because there's no money to buy fuel to respond to crime, that's why you go on the streets and you waylay Nigerians and you take them to ATMs and withdraw money from their accounts, threatening that you're going to kill them and nothing will happen. So if we capture you in such circumstances and then we go to your own account and empty everything there and empty your pension as well and even imprison you with hard labor, and then the money that you're supposed to have been earning is being given to that person for the rest of your life, so that will relieve you of all your problems. You will need to look for money to buy fuel again, to fuel truck. You will need to look for money to buy stationery again for statement. You will need to look for money to buy boots or buy uniform. You will not need money for anything again. Just incarcerate you for the rest of your life. So that all those things that you were needing money for. And I understand, officer in charge, I understand it's tough. Times are hard. You need to fuel the car. You need to fix it so you can respond to crime. You need to buy uniforms. You need to buy buttons. You need to buy singlets. You need to buy boxers. You need to buy soap. You need to buy shaving stick. I understand. So if we just pick you up and throw you somewhere and forget you there and throw away the keys so that you will not need to buy those things again, then you will not be able to afflict anybody. I think we need to enact a law like that, I hope that happens. Rivers State Commissioner for Environment, Dr. Igbik Stamino, says the state government plans to monitor the air quality of the state following the resurfacing of the suit, or the resurfacing of the suit. Well, it didn't just want to resurface. Actually, it's always been here. It didn't go anywhere really. Dr. Tamino told our correspondent that illegal refining around Port Harcourt City remains the reason for the suits in the state. He also said plants are still on to set up modular refineries. So once again, it's always been there. It never went away, and the rains, are at hand already. So it might seem like it goes away again. But to his commissionerness for environment, Dr. Igbe Stamina, I hope this is not. I sincerely hope that there is a strategic plan in place here, and this is not another big talk. Big talk, and the rains comes, it appears the suit goes away, and we don't hear anything again, and that's the end of it. I sincerely hope so. Let's see, anything else caught my attention today? I think there may have been... I think that might be it for today's side comments. Well, I don't have to wrap it up right now. So finally, in my capacity as the self-appointed senior special advisor to His Excellency on reminding the River State Governor of critical matters, Your Excellency, workers in River State are still waiting. After you said that River State will be one of the first states to implement the new national minimum wage, states that have not seen one flyover in years now. They have not states that have not. They can't even imagine their governor constructing one. In fact, not even a pedestrian bridge. Since they were children and they have become adults, the governors in their states have not erected one pedestrian bridge. Not flyover, pedestrian. In those states have implemented the new national minimum wage already, with consequential adjustments, of course, after having met with labor, agreed with labor in those states, and even signed agreements as well. But workers in River State are still waiting, counting flyovers. Apparently, you know that saying from way back when people say, "I didn't come to Lagos to count bridge." Apparently, workers in River State are here to count flyovers. So, Your Excellency, let's look into that. Let's effect this. Pensioners and retirees are expecting their pensions and gratuities as well. Let's also fix our schools. Let's fix our schools. We need to do that. 10,000 teachers we need. Your government did the needs analysis, determined we need at least 10,000 teachers. That was a couple of years ago. It was audio appointment of 10,000 teachers. We've heard nothing yet about that. And also, the schools are in a decrepit state. A lot of our schools. We need to fix that also. They need proper classrooms. They need proper sanitation, water, toilets. They need furniture. They need teachers, Your Excellency. They need teachers. Let's work on that. All right, so that's it for today's side comment. I go on a break right now. When I return, today's rant comes up. Please stay with us.
Keeping up with political issues and developments around you, only on Nigeria Info.
Are you running late and can't make it down to our Room OC office to book your commercials? Don't worry, because you can take advantage of our marketing office inside Port Harcourt to book your commercials. It is located at Shop 9 Mediatrix of All Graces Plaza, opposite FIRS Stadium Road, Port Harcourt. You can also call our sales rep on 0817 001 8162. That's 0817 001 8162.
The night is almost done, but conversations are never done on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Join Jude from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. on Let's Talk weekdays.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Graces Plaza, opposite FIRS Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers.
Info, it's your turn. Let's talk.
And now, Hard Facts.
Hard Facts
with Dayo.
Okay, Mark, it is 3:30 p.m. It's Hard Fact, 90.3 Nigeria Info in Herringport, Harcourt. I'm Dayo. And ordinarily, usually I would just delve straight into today's rant, but I got a few messages via WhatsApp just a while ago, and I'd like to read a couple of them. Good afternoon, Dayo. Please add this to your rant. Demand a response from the meticulous one on who is in charge of security in River State. It's important we the GPRS know. GPRS, by the way, is the good people of River State. Thanks. So the meticulous one also, by the way, is the police commissioner here in River State, CP Joseph Mikan. I did ask the question yesterday during my rant. I asked the CP to pray tell everyone who is in charge of security here in River State. So CP Mikan, the meticulous one, the people are still awaiting a response because I haven't got a response yet. So that's that. And also someone says that as we speak, officers in charge are busy extorting money from motorists along Uberikwere Road before the airport junction. CP Mikan, your boys are doing it again. Your boys are at it again. And yes, I got these two other messages. Good afternoon. Please, something good happened yesterday. Arsenal moment, please. Another message here says, Arsenal moment, please. Is it? And the people are asking. The people are demanding. The people are asking for it. I was really just going to move on with today's rant. I was going to move on with the show. I wasn't going to do an Arsenal moment today, but the people literally are demanding for it. The people are asking for an Arsenal moment. Why are they asking for an Arsenal moment, you might be asking? Because yesterday, there were English Premier League games, 4 of them in total yesterday. One of them, Southampton hosting Arsenal Football Club. It was a frenetic game, and because in the previous game, in Arsenal's previous game, last game before last night's game, was an FA Cup game against Southampton, which Southampton won. I think the game ended 1-0 in favour of Southampton. Southampton edging Arsenal out of the FA Cup competition. So there were folks who presumed that was it for Arsenal, and Arsenal was going to lose yesterday. But little did they know. And especially when Lacazette missed a clear-cut scoring opportunity in the first minute, only for Southampton to score in the 3rd minute, courtesy a Stuart Armstrong goal. And they thought that was the end. But just about 5 minutes afterwards, in the 8th minute, it was Nicolas Pepe, courtesy a Granit Xhaka assist, who equalized, making it 1-1. Guess what? In the 39th minute, it was Laka Blood. Having lost that first chance in the first minute, he decided to make amends by creating an assist for Bukayo Saka. And Saka made it 2. Alex Lacazette was not done. He said, no, I missed a goal in the first half. I have to make up and make good. And that's why in the 72nd minute, Bukayo Saka returned the favor. This time, he was the one creating the assist for Alexandra Laka-Blood to make it Southampton 1, Arsenal 3. That's how the game ended. That's why everyone right now is asking for the Arsenal moment. And when the people ask for it, you have to give them what they want.
Arsenal, we're on your side. Our love we cannot hide. Our hearts are open wide to cheer you along the way. We will be standing by. We know how hard you try.
everybody loves the Arsenal moment. Chelsea fans love Man U. Everybody loves the Arsenal moment. Everybody waits for it. Everybody desires it. Everybody longs for it. It brings about world peace. It just changes everything. The Arsenal way. All right, so that's it. I'm sure that the world can, can manage the moment of world peace that the Arsenal moment brings. All right, so that's it for now. Quick break. When I return, today's rant comes up. Please stay with us.
Information is a two-way thing. Nigeria Info, it's your turn. Let's talk.
And now, hard facts.
Hard facts
With Dayo.
Welcome back. It is Hard Factor 91.3 Nigeria Info and here in Port Harcourt. I'm Dayo, and I'd like to rant for just a bit. I've got something in my mind. I'd like to express some thoughts in it, and you get to express your thoughts and my thoughts all the way till 4 p.m. Now, even though today's rant has to do with something that took place with, that directly affects or involves the Nigeria police force, the essence of today's rant is way beyond the Nigeria police force. I mean, it's a problem within the police, no doubt, that needs to be addressed. But it is also it is not just the police that's responsible here. It is symptomatic of how the female is perceived in Nigeria, which is the major problem. So the Nigeria police is not a problem here, even though some aspects of this story does mystify me. Really, I'm wondering how the police were able to miss something quite crucial here. But like I said a while ago, it's way beyond the police. And the essence of today's rant is simply a thought that I hold dear to myself, and which I do believe strongly in as well, and that is that females are not inferior to males. And take it or leave it, the female gender is not an inferior gender. Here's the story that's inspired today's rant. Outrage as police sack single female cop for getting pregnant. Here's the story. Nigerians have expressed outrage over the sacking of a female corporal, Olajide Omolola, because she got pregnant out of wedlock. That's why the police sacked her. Now, they slammed the Nigeria police force over what they described as a discriminatory law and called on rights groups to fight for the women. The police, in a wireless message with reference number CJ blah 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 blah, obtained by Punch Metro, said Omolola was dismissed for getting pregnant while unmarried. The signal originated from the Department of Finance and Administration in Ado-Ekiti and was addressed to the divisional police officer at Iye-Ekiti, where Omolola was based. The chief chief financial officer in Ekiti was asked to relay the information to the integrated personnel and payroll information system to ensure that her salary was stopped. The document read, Section 127 of the Police Act and Regulation Against Women Police Getting Married Before Marriage, WPC, Woman Corporal Olajide Omolola passed out of police training school on 24/4/2020, attached to yours contravened above provisions. She stands dismissed from the force. D-kit her, retrieve police document in her possession with immediate effect. OC CFO Ekiti only, you are to relay signal to IP Abuja for the stoppage of a salary with immediate effect. So once again, it's very important to note why this female officer was dismissed. Nothing about a misdemeanor on her part, nothing about criminal negligence or criminal behavior. Her crime basically is that she got pregnant, she's single and she got pregnant. Back to the story. Our correspondent, however, gathered that the aspect... Now, the police are saying that they're relying on a certain act, a certain section of the police... Let's start with that. A section 127 of the Police Act. Now, why such a section would exist in the first place completely baffles me. Because if a police officer were male, he's single, and he impregnated another person, what's going to happen to him? Is he going to be dismissed? The very obvious answer is no. Another scenario, if the male police officer, a single male police officer, impregnated another police officer, female of course, who is single, by this act, the single female police officer is going to be dismissed. But the single male police officer who engaged in the act with her that led to the pregnancy gets to retain his own job by this act. So, I mean, you can obviously see how ludicrous this is, can't you? Back to the story. Our correspondents, however, gathered that the aspect of the act relied on to justify the sacking had been repealed in the amended Police Act signed into law by the President. General Buhari retired in September 2020. Part of the old law, which has been repealed, also made it compulsory for police women to seek the permission of their superiors before getting married. Now, here's a fundamental problem here with the police. The fact that the police either don't know, the police in Ekiti either don't know or chose to ignore that this law has been repealed in the amended Police Act signed into law by the President is very worrisome and quite disturbing as well. Enough to give several persons sleepless nights, I do imagine. A champion of police reforms in Nigeria, Dr. Innocent Chukwuma, who is also the regional director for Ford Foundation West Africa, confirmed that the aspect of the act which barred unmarried police women from getting pregnant had been repealed. Chukwuma, however, said the law had not yet been gazetted, hence the ignorance of its provisions by the police. But then again, what exactly do the police know? Really? I mean, let's face it, what do they know? What intelligence do they have, really? Now, Chukwuma said, quote, "But it doesn't mean it should not be upheld. Gazetting is mere administrative process. It entails officially publishing and making it available to all stakeholders and government establishments. Until that is done, they are usually reluctant to uphold the law." It's very unfortunate indeed. Now, a spokesman for the Police Service Commission, Ikechukwu Ane, declined comment on the matter. Understandably, he doesn't know anything. The Ekiti State Police Public Relations Officer Sunday Abutu said the police action was based on existing law. He said, quote, "It was Police Act Section 124 that was repealed by the court, not Section 127. Section 127 still stands. Section 124 talks about women police taking permission from the commissioner before getting married." Well, thankfully that's been repealed now, but why that was even in the law in the first place completely once again baffles me. Now, Section 127 says any police officer who is unmarried and eventually gets pregnant shall be disengaged from the force. It is in the Police Act and regulation. It is a regimented organization, and we have our rules and regulations which everyone must comply with. Needless to say, that is a most ridiculous rule indeed. But the fact of the matter is that this rule no longer exists. This law no longer exists because late last year, September precisely, the President signed a new police act into law, and this Section 127 no longer exists. But the police in Ekiti State still decided, still believe that if a single female police officer gets pregnant, she should be dismissed from office. So, like I said, I mean, the police does have its problem in Nigeria. They don't know anything really. I mean, if it was some rights activists who want to embark on a peaceful protest in Ekiti State, I'm sure the commissioner of police over there will start getting all kinds of intelligence. They will be receiving. They just go around plucking intelligence from trees during that period, seeing into the future, prophesying. Like prophets in the Old Testament, prophesying what's going to happen, as if God appeared to them in a vision and told them. But they're quick, they do not know, or once again choose to ignore, that this act or this law does no longer exist. But once again, why it existed in the first place completely confounds me. So summarily, females are not superior. And I'd like to say to females as well, in case you don't know it, you are not inferior to males. You are not inferior as a girl, as a lady, as a woman. You are not inferior to a boy or to a man. It takes nothing away from having mutual respect for each other, but you are not inferior. You are not less than a human being to a man. On that note, I end my rant. Thanks for listening. Hope I didn't bore you. Any thoughts in mind? Let's hear it. Numbers are the same, lines are open. We got 0817 93 0002 or 0003. 0817 93 0007 or 0009. Those are the numbers. I think we're live on Twitter at Nigeria Info PH. Also Facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH. Did I give out the WhatsApp number? Did I do that? If I didn't, it's 0809 030 6416. Please keep it brief, concise, and straight to the point. Hello, hard fact to welcome.
Dayo, good afternoon.
Hello, go ahead. Hello? Okay. I think I might just as well start with Facebook. Currently, Agidi Girls, my worry is that the police doesn't even know that the part of their law doesn't allow single females to get pregnant has been repealed. That's my only concern. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right, go ahead.
Am I on to Dayo?
Yes, you are. Go ahead, please.
Nigeria Info, right?
Please go ahead.
Okay, please. May I know what is the chart on ground?
Hello, hard fracture, welcome.
Dayo, good afternoon.
All right, go ahead, please.
I want to ask you a question. It's not Dayo.
Turn down the volume of your radio set.
Is there anything good about the police in Nigeria?
Turn down the volume of your radio set, for God's sakes.
The way you come in and castigate the police every day, in fact, you're instigating the police against the public. I mean,
Once again, I told him twice or three times to turn it down, but he wasn't willing to do that. Hello, hard fracture, welcome.
Hello, Dayo. Good afternoon.
Go ahead. Hi. Hello?
Yeah, Dayo, good evening.
Yeah, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Okay, evening. It's almost 4. I'm Justice, the mayor.
Go ahead.
Okay, my problem with this is we keep, putting a divide between the gender, and yet want it to be the same, even in presentation now. Female gender, male gender, if they are equal, then we don't need to, categorize these genders. We just come up with laws that cut across everybody. And even the very persons, fighting for this gender equality are the ones drawing a divide between it. You see, we have FIDA, people protecting a particular gender, feeling that this gender should be treated this way. Yet, they feel gender is equal. Why must it be so? The same organization that should be protecting a particular gender should be that same organization that will be protecting the other one. So provided there is a line in between, we're just talking about when it favors this one, these people come and talk. When it does not favor, these people come and talk. That is it.
Why would of the two genders, and by the way, when we have two of the two genders, male female, which of the two genders has suffered repression and every other such negative thing for as long as you can remember? Which of them?
Yes, the female gender.
Okay, thank you for admitting that at least. Now, if hold on. Okay. Now, if the female gender, as you have admitted, has suffered and continue to suffer repression, and repression, by the way, let's remember, is not a good thing; it's a bad thing. So, if we have advocacy for every other bad thing, why is it a bad thing then, a bad idea, to have advocacy to stop repression against the female gender?
Because it's against the rule of equality. When you favor one side.
What do you mean by
because
favor?
they
The
are
whole
more-
essence of repression is that one side, in this case the male gender, is being favored over the female gender. So for example, if you go to a war-torn place and you start asking for people to provide money to feed children, does that mean you are favoring children over adults?
No, that's completely different.
How is
from
it
this
different?
Argument. Why I say it's so is this. Because
Okay.
we say
Let me give you another example then. So if you set up an advocacy group and you're campaigning to protect children against child abuse, so that means you are favoring children over adults. Is that better?
No, it's still the same. Your analogy is still the same. It's still the same. The same law should count for the both. We are talking about adults now. We're not talking about children and adults. And,
If you're talking about law, the whole point is that the laws you're talking about also repress women. Talking about laws, for example, the laws we're talking about here in this story, the laws repress women.
My problem is that the laws have been pushed too much to make the female gender even superior in the face of their faults.
Give an example of how the laws have been pushed to make females more superior.
As in everybody feels.
No, give an
female
example.
gender
Give an
cannot-
example of how the laws have been pushed to make females more superior.
Okay, you can see a woman, for instance, hitting a man in the street. For instance, you're driving on the road and there's a misunderstanding between drivers. A woman can come out and slap a man and, tend to, do anything to him, and the whole environment around there.
No, you were talking. You were talking about laws. I was specific, sir. I said that there are laws that deliberately repress women. For example, the laws we're talking about right now, and you said that the laws have also been pushed to make women more superior. So I'm asking you, what law, for example, is pushing for the superiority of women?
But you've not named anyone that pushed for the superiority of the male or the one protecting them. So we're just talking in general terms.
Did you listen to my rant at all?
Yeah, I did.
How about the law in the Police Act that said that for a woman, a single woman, a single female police officer is not allowed to get pregnant?
No, that's totally wrong. But there should be a reason for
Oh,
that.
okay, that's an example of such law. You were asking for an example. That's an example.
No,
How about the law also that said that before a single female police officer can get married, she must seek the permission of the Commissioner of Police?
It also applies to a male.
No, it does not. No, there is no such provision in the Police Act. You can check if you want. There never was,
Okay.
and there isn't.
Are you saying a police officer not married can just marry without informing the police organization?
Yes,
that he wants to get
yes.
married?
He doesn't have to do that by law. That's what I'm saying. But the law states that the female has to do it.
Those are bad. Those are actually.
Those are
trying to
examples. Those are
suppress-
examples of laws. Yes.
Yes, they're trying to suppress.
Give
female
your own
gender
give your own
and take
example. Give your own example of law. I've given you mine. Give yours.
back. Dayo, make I go ahead.
Hello. We've got 6 minutes to go before 4 p.m. At 4, business news comes up. I believe I do have comments. Let's see. Yeah, definitely. I do have to read some from Twitter and from via Twitter at Innocent Flag a Twitter. If police and you don't know about the change in their act, how would they respect human rights? Nigerian government can't even stand up for citizens in such situations. At M. Buhari, check and act what you signed. At Embark Monday Twitter, sometimes I feel that there is something wrong with the police system and they live in an illusion. I'm just speechless that the police do not know that the law was repealed. Don't they have a legal department? At Real Turned Twitter, the Nigerian police only operate in areas that favors them. The police are the custodians of the law, but they also forget the law that is in their custody. All female officers have to rise up to the occasion and fight against this unfair law against them. Got another 5 minutes or so to wrap up this segment. Let's move on over to WhatsApp right now. In a moment, I suppose. In a moment. Hello, Hard Fact. Welcome.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to help the last caller. There's a severism in the area of rape. If a woman happens to rape a man, there is no law to it. But if a man tries to rape a woman, it's a big problem. So that one alone is favorable to the women than the men. Thank you.
I'm quite sure that you're wrong. Okay, he's gone already. I'm quite sure that you're wrong about that. But I will be confirming that if you can I will do something. I will before the show comes to an end today, before I leave the studio today, I will definitely be conferring with a lawyer on this matter. So I'll bring it up during the open season segment. That after the Major is at 6. I will bring up this matter once again. I definitely will, on the issue of whether or not there is a law or the laws that have to do with rape in Nigeria do not indict or do not cover females, or maybe according to Nigerian law, only a male can be accused or charged with rape. I will confirm that, and I'll bring it up once again during the open season segment by 6. All right, that's it. So via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. They're not telling us the truth. How does a private life affect police force? If she's doing her duty well on the job, why sack her? This police will not kill me. Too many judges saying that. This is so ridiculous. Such laws exist in all is backward. Now that the truth is in the open, I believe they will reinstate her and pay damages to her. Monica sent that in. What happens to a constable that gets a girl pregnant out of wedlock? This is injustice. That's on text. Nothing happens to him, actually. Absolutely nothing. Nothing happens to him. In the labor law, women can't work in the night. That's favoring them. Abiola from Diobu said that in. Abiola, I'm not sure how that is even favoring a woman. Because if in the labor law you're saying that women cannot work night shift, what you are doing is you are limiting that woman. You are limiting their capacity to progress in life. Because women will lose out on opportunities because they may not be able to attend meetings, conferences, or other events that may take place at night. Sometimes very important meetings, even high-level meetings, are conducted at night. When our labor leaders are meeting government on round tables to discuss all kinds of things, many times they meet at night. Even corporate meetings, high-level corporate meetings are held at night. So what you're doing by that is you're holding women back. So that in no way favors them, Biola. All right, so I go. That's it for today. For this segment, to the woman once again, and to the girl especially, you're not inferior to a man. If a man, if a boy, if a guy in your school, wherever, can aspire anything he can aspire to, you can aspire to more than that. Work on yourself, build yourself, and let your dream or vision or ambition in life not just be to sit down beside a guy in his car. Why can't you be the one who's driving the car? All right, so I'll go for a break. We got business news. When I return, Canvas and Agile to Roundtable. Please stay with us.